addicts. That's actually not how I want to open that.
Addicts. Let's go. You know what? I love this. That's probably the best way to describe a gamer these days. You're just an addict. You're out here looking for your escapism, hoping for another bump. Let's keep it real. I know all of you out there listening are playing another Pokemon game right now. Does it feel as good as it used to? No, probably not.
No,
but you don't
that's
care.
why we're always
You're
on
eating up that Pikachu
fucking-
slop, you filthy fucking addict. Me
I love.
and Blake, we're on some higher level shit.
We're
You want to
addict
talk
shit
about
right now,
addicts,
dude.
baby.
Oh,
you want to talk about gamification, grabbing hold of your brain. Oh, by the way, I'm AJ Hart, one of your lovely hosts.
And I'm Blake, your other lovely host.
Blake, you're right.
Yeah. Can we
Video
talk
games
about
are
it?
an
Can we-
addiction.
Oh, you
They're
and
an
I have
addiction.
been-
Everyone's addicted to something. Everyone's trying to get their little bump of paradise. You and I have been bumping a lot lately, haven't we?
You know the best thing about addictions too is it all starts with like a friend introducing you to it. You know? It all starts with peer pressure, and I gotta
also
say,
the first bump is free. The first bumps are
bump is
free when
free.
they're really
Yeah.
addictive, aren't they?
I'll be real with you. I didn't even do the free bump. I just bought it. I just bought. I
You
just
didn't
bought
bother
my
with the free demo?
I bought my first dose because it's just like
Blake, you
so
bought your
we're
first dose of what?
We're talking. All right, everybody. We're talking about it. After AJ is speaking his praises last week, I decided to jump into the pit, and I got ball pitted. And holy shit, dude! Like the first night I installed it, I was like, "Oh, I'll try a couple of levels." And I have never. I cannot tell you I cannot count the amount of times because I think it's like it has never happened of me double taking. I was like playing ball pit. I started it like maybe like right after I got home, like right after I ate dinner. So it was like 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. And like I'm playing it, and I feel like no time has passed at all. And I look at my clock, and it's 1:30 in the morning.
Oh my god, that
and
means
I
you put 4 hours in one session without even thinking about it.
I don't know. It just happened. It just was like I was just sitting there, and I'm just like, oh, that was fun. Let me do another level. Oh, that was fun. Let me do another level. It's like, oh, cool. Each hit lasts 15 minutes, and you're like, all right, I could do another one. Let me get another hit of that. Let me get another ball pit of that.
Ball pit. I think I very lightly touched on what ball pit was last week when I talked about it. When I made my pitch.
We can talk about
I believe my
more
pitch was
in-depthly
just simply they turned Brick Break into a roguelike, which is that's the elevator pitch.
But there's so much more.
There's so much more in this game.
To discuss. All right, I would like to. AJ's further along than me. So let me give you like a little bit of like kind of what the starting game comes to, and then AJ can kind of tell you how that goes into now that like more shit is unlocked on your part, like what does that grow into?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
So the beginning of the story is you are told that the great city of Babylon has fallen.
No,
a gigantic meteor. Really? Is it called Balbalon?
It's called Balbalon.
I misread. I thought it was just Babylon. That's super funny. I mean, the only time you get to see the word is like. Actually, no. They call it I'm getting ahead of myself. So a giant fucking meteor craters into Balbalon and creates a gigantic gaping hole, very reminiscent of. Made in Abyss or that where it's just like there's a gigantic hole that has different like areas to it. You are an adventurer that is building a little town on the outskirts of this hole called New Balbalon, and the rogue element is you're just journeying down into it and each run is like at a different biome within the hole. The thing that is very addicting about it, and that's very cool, is that each run does have a guaranteed end to it, where you can do, in 15 minutes, you will complete a run. Or you will either die, or you will complete that run. Unlike, say, something like Gungeon, where it's like, okay, it's like there's secret levels to it, there's secret, like, little areas, there's more to it, and each run can be, like an hour long, or like a run of like fucking Hades is like what, an hour and a half long.
I had runs of Hades that generally ran about 20 minutes. Once I was once I was getting clears consistently, those were 20-minute runs. But at the very beginning of the game,
That's crazy.
I agree with you.
Me.
Like at the very beginning of the game, it takes a while, and you can have a run go for like 40, 50 minutes. The game that I've been playing lately that I know every time I do a run in this roguelike, it's going to be a 50-minute run, is Dead Cells. That's a 50-minute run every session.
Yeah.
And I adore that this game's runs are so short. 15 minutes.
Amazing, but it also is part of its addicting nature, where unlike I'm out of like a 50-minute run of Hades that feels like a fucking trial. It feels like, wow, I have overcome something. I have invested in something. I need to walk away. This is like, oh, if 15 minutes was nothing, let me squeeze that in. Like literally before this podcast, AJ was squeezing in runs of Ball Pit. Couldn't do that with like Hades. Couldn't do that with
Hades. Couldn't do that with Gungeon. Are you kidding me? Gungeon's a 50-minute run.
It's just super super fun. So that's the beginning of the game, and that's kind of the initial pitch. How does like our village grow? How do our cast of characters grow? Like, what does the different biomes look like? What are the answers to all that, AJ?
Totally. So the second half of the game, on top of the like 15-minute run, there's a constant level of character progression. So when you start the game off, you're playing with a character that's just a little knight, and he's a very standard brick-breaking type launcher. No specialty, no gimmicks, just you'll launch balls up to the top of the screen.
They have bleed. That's their...
He does have a special ball, because the way that runs go in this game is it's a brick breaker, but you have 4 slots. As you do your run, every slot is able to be filled with a special ball. Every character that you will unlock has a special ball equipped in one of those 4 slots at the beginning of the run. Mm-hmm. Then you go back to your town. And in your town, you can gather up resources and use those resources to build new homes for new villagers. Those new villagers will be characters that you can take into the roguelike part, but they'll have different abilities. There's a character that will launch 2 balls instead of 1, but those balls will be dealing half damage. This meaning that if you were to lean onto a special ability that had an area of effect, now you have 2 balls with that area of effect firing. Mm-hmm. There's another character that I've unlocked recently that says every time you hit a level up screen or make a choice for your character progression, the character makes that choice randomly. You don't get a say.
Oh, that's cool as hell. That's super fun. I like that. It sounds super... That's like... You can go through a run and completely shit the bed on it.
You could go through a run completely shit the bed, or you could go through a run and just get insane like abilities that you've never bothered to experiment with before.
See, that's kind of cool. Just coming back to like the length of each game, over the length of each run. Imagine if like Dead Cells did that. That would become kind of like a problematic grog versus like, hey, here's 15 minutes of like a just completely shit character. You don't feel cheated. You feel like, oh, that was a funny run. All right, let's try again and see if I can do something better. Versus like you feel like time was stolen from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's character progression, and every time you do a run, you will level up the character a little bit. There's not the sense of lost time in the same way of like a Dead Cells run that goes completely nowhere. Or a Gungeon run that you bottom out and you're like, I didn't unlock anything new. That was a bad run. Bad run, and I lost 40 minutes of my life. The other part of the town is as you upgrade things, you'll get monuments that say, oh, you can level this monument up. And then every time your character levels up in the game, you'll gain an additional like damage. Or every time you level up in the game, your character will scale up a little bit faster. So every time you go back to the village, there's always something to upgrade just a tiny bit. And so there's a constant state feeling of growth in this game, which feels so satisfying.
It also has the suck staple. The thing that I think you and I love the most is like not officially, but like a day-night cycle. It's 2 games in one. It's a village manager / the dungeon delver roguelike game. And
I think that the village manager is a really clever twist on the ball launching system.
Yeah.
Because the way that you go into your village and you start upgrading things is you'll say, oh, I want this building to be upgraded. and I want to collect a bunch of forests. And so I have like a tree farm. But in order for you to actually make that building level up or to collect those trees, you have to play a ball launching game to launch your villagers through your village and actually hit everything that you want to collect or upgrade. You can also grab all of the buildings and rearrange them. So it goes from a brick break game to then a level builder, and you play your level
game.
one time.
Yeah. It's also worth saying, just to kind of visualize that, your whole village exists on a grid, and you can, as the game progresses, you can buy more slots on the grid to put more buildings, to put more resource blocks or resource tiles on that grid. And what AJ was saying of like reorganizing things is like before this episode, AJ was showing me the layout to his village, and he has this really cool like funneling system to where he knows like whenever he launches a villager, it's always going to bounce on this one specific building or this one tile that he's dedicated to, like, oh, I need villagers to hit that every single time rather than leaving it to chance like I do. With all my buildings in the back, hoping my villagers hit it. And then like there's just such a cool like little strategy of like how you build your little bouncing game. And you can also upgrade your villagers upgrade in two different ways. They can upgrade via like the game, and then like the brick breaker, and then they also get to unlock certain abilities that allow them to be better like farmers and better like cultivators of your village. It's really clever. It's all incredibly simple, but incredibly like rewarding in like how you can build it and customize it in the way that you want. One thing I will say, one other thing that's really cool about the late game, not the late game, but this is something you start to experience. So as AJ was saying, like every character gets their own ball. They get their own ball that has like a special ability tied to it. Like this is the poison character. This is the spawning character. Where like anytime they hit something, it spawns more balls out of it. Were you going to say something, boss?
I was going to say that each character starts with a special ball, but all of the special balls can be earned in the level.
Yes.
It's just that the character is guaranteed to have a certain one at the beginning of the run.
Mm-hmm. And then they have like some ability tied to that of like, the multiple shooters. You have the gunslinger, the old sheriff guy, which I think builds cash better than any other character.
He builds cash, like, but also he has this weird effect where he fires way faster than other characters.
Quick. He's like an old quick shooter. It's super
so
cool.
If you use abilities that like, if you make sure that he has like the magnet ability, for example, and will pick up the ball every time it swings past him, he'll immediately fire it again. So you don't have to worry about downtime.
The other thing that's really cool of like it that adds like such a layer of complexity to each run is that as you collect balls through the level, like when you kill bosses or whatever, they drop like little collectibles and things. You can actually then go into this thing of either leveling up that ball and leveling up the abilities tied to it, or combining them with other existing balls to create entirely new abilities. So you can combine
ball evolution.
Yeah, ball evolution. So like there's like these two balls where it's like one, anytime you hit something, it shoots a laser horizontally. Then you have another one that shoots a laser vertically. If you get both of those balls, you can then combine them, so every time you hit something with that ball, it'll do both of the effects in one. And that's like a really simple version. Now you combine like that laser effect with a poison ability. So now everything in that range of that laser suddenly gets poisoned as well. So you just like start thinking of these really cool like little concoctions that play into the synergy of your character's abilities. And it's just super fun, super weird. I will say that the enemies aren't all that varied. It's just block a guy.
I think the bosses have been more varied, but actually, you know what? I'm going to contend against this. As I've now gotten to the 4th biome, and something that I'm seeing the game start leaning into as you progress through the game and get more used to the brick breaking elements, and you as a player are used to figuring out your lines and figuring out what power ups you want. by the time you're in the desert, you start to face off against enemies that are shooting a lot of lasers and a lot of projectiles.
Okay.
The back, I'm not going to even call this the back half of the game, but like the middle part of the game is starting to turn into a lot more of a bullet hell than it is a brick breaker. Like there's still brick breaking that I need to think about, but it plays like a bullet hell. Or what are those games called? Shmups, where you're like your little spaceship that's firing just up the row and you have to dodge all the attacks.
I don't know about that, but I think bullet hell is definitely applicable. Like I haven't gotten to that part of it yet. Like I've actually found the dodging up to this point to be rather like that's one of the weaker things of like, oh, I can just leisurely avoid something. The fact to hear that is something that changes is like, ooh, a nice way to mix it up.
I was in the desert, and by the third biome, you were dealing with bricks that constantly are moving left to right, and also like 4 or 5 lasers on the screen at once.
That's upsetting. Bricks moving. I didn't even think about that. Fuck. Okay, that's really cool.
I'm really curious to see what other ways they start to introduce mechanical depth in this game on the second half of it.
I would love to. This is like one of my closing thoughts on Brick Breaker. The best, one of the best.
That's not true. You are going to continue thinking about this game. You cannot lie. You cannot trick me.
100%. But we also have a show, and I'd love to talk a little bit about games. I do have one complaint about Ball Pit. I think the bosses are really lackluster. I think the mini bosses are fun, but the boss at the end of every run, I think they're just really fucking slow and boring because you spend the whole time let's look at the first boss, which is like the Bone King. You spend the whole level doing just like you're constantly bouncing off of things, like doing a brick breaker thing of like using the walls to your advantage and just getting the bounces and the going, and they speed up as they bounce. Clearing rows of ads, clearing big just blobs of enemies. And now you suddenly only have one enemy to worry about that is at the back end of the screen, and you now suddenly, instead of your ball like kind of coming back to you regularly because the tiles are so close to you, you are now waiting just what feels like just fucking like glacially slow to do an attack, see if it hits, dodge something that's moving really slow, and then try it all again. I feel like the boss battles are just agonizingly slow in like how compared to like the lead up to them. And
I think I'm going to have to contend against this for two major reasons. Firstly, I think it's interesting that the boss has such a different tempo than the rest of the brick breaking because it makes you start to think about the mechanics in ways that you wouldn't have before. That boss against the skeleton boss king, you have to think about your angles against the wall because the only spot that he's able to be damaged is on the crown, which is on the back half of the boss. And you have to bounce balls off of the wall and the roof of the screen in order to hit that crown. And I think that's incredibly clever. I also think that it gives other characters the opportunity to shine because there are some characters that'll be say like, oh, when the ball hits the back wall, it will immediately track to you.
Also, that I don't even know how you would do that boss with that character of like the ball that's like if it touches the back, it returns to you because you need to bounce it off of the back to get to the crown.
Exactly. You have to be much more mindful of your lines. The other thing is that boss is slower but has a lot of bullet hell mechanics because he shoots out a lot of arrows.
But he only has
and I think that gets the player used to the idea of jumping around left and right.
I guess
which is important for things. Have you gotten to the second boss yet?
I have, and I still feel like similarly about it. Here's the thing. I dislike the first boss especially, because I think it's a really good example of what I'm getting at. Is like we talked about like the combination of the balls, figuring out how to make them super ideal to your play style. A lot of that revolves around area of effect damage, where you hit like one tile and it hits the tiles around it, or you do an upgrade that basically every time your ball bounces, it goes 10% faster. So that's very much built around a thing of like there are immediate things it is interacting with, or once you interact with something, it's interacting with the things around it. The boss battles, you're only having one place to hit. So all of the things that you've been building up to that point kind of become useless sometimes. And that's not fun versus like a game of Gungeon where I have a really good gun. Guess what? That gun is just as good against like the little guys as it is the boss. Of course, there are definitely preferences of like, you know, like a rocket launcher is going to be better than like a little rapid fire gun or whatever. But this is just like you do a build that you would think would help you be better against the boss, but some of it just doesn't become useful at all. Some of it actually might even be a detriment.
Yeah, I think this is kind of what I was saying before about it feeling more like a bullet hell in the later parts of the game. Or not a bullet hell, a shmup in the later parts of the game rather than feeling like a brick break game. I don't know how you would make a boss in a brick break game where area of effect is the ideal solution without it becoming truthfully a breeze.
True, but like they already did that with like the mini bosses. The mini bosses spawn with people on their sides and their back. So they have troops that you can like interact with and bounce.
But there are so many mini bosses that I just decimate in the first like 4 rows of the encounter because I'm able to bounce all of my area of effect balls off of them.
But I think they can come up with like let me just spitball. I'm not saying I would design a game better than them, but just to put my money where my mouth is like, what if you have a boss that is like all about summoning undead and then replacing them? What if you have a boss that does have tiles around them, but they're constantly like rotating around the boss, so you need to like time your shot just right to bounce off of one of the rotating tiles? You can only like this boss can only be attacked from the sides. Their front and rear can't be attacked. So you need to like figure out how to put tiles to the right of them. What if they mix it up and throw a boss at you where you have to place the tiles and then you get to do your shot? It's like it's a boss version of the village game where you get to control the tiles and then you have to figure out how to trick shot your way to the boss from your tile placement. Like it's like a little, you know, like just something like that. You know what I mean?
That's an interesting idea. I will say I'm only at the 3rd boss, and I think there's 7.
There's like a lot of bosses in this game. So who knows? Like this could very much be like a early complaint that is definitely alleviated. But you know, that's like. But then again, like that's my only complaint. Like this is a game that I've sunk so much time into as of you. Like, there's so much to love about it.
I'm going to be playing this game while I edit this podcast. Are you kidding me? I've been playing this game so much.
I'm excited. It also kind of, like, put on my radar. I think, I don't know when I'll get tired of it, but usually, you know, like, everybody kind of, like, finds a jumping off point for a video game, right? I think I'm going to check out Megabonk next, because that is also getting very similar praise to this game. Are you familiar with Megabonk?
I've never heard of Megabonk.
Oh, dude, check out Megabonk. It's like it's super funny looking. It's like somebody took RuneScape and did a bullet hell, like, I don't even know how you would describe this game. You're basically one character that's constantly leveling up and walking around like a biome, and there are just enemies coming.
Oh, it's Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, exactly. It's Vampire Survivors, but it looks like RuneScape. And it looks really fun.
Oh, this looks really silly.
Yeah, it's super goofy, but also like it plays into that just everything's constantly getting better. You're constantly getting better loot. You're constantly opening up treasure. And there's just like a cool amount of particle effects going on. And you can also like skate on your weapons, I guess. I don't know the whole thing, but I hear it is very fun. And
you know what? A Vampire Survivors that is a platformer seems kind of neat, actually.
It's not really a platformer. Like, there are areas that you can like jump around, but it's not like it's more of just like how you can what's it called, where you guide the things that farmers do to get all their cattle in one place.
Herding.
You can like herd enemies that way, like using the environment, or like bottleneck them on various things. and then occasionally you get a boss thrown at you. It's just it looks cute. It looks cool. I like it.
Blake, do we want to make a video game today?
I do want to make a video game today. We do have to do a little bit of a short episode because I have to go into the corporate hellhole landscape outside of this lovely office.
Will they take care of you there? Will they give you little snackies?
You know what? They do give me good snackies. They always have Pepsi Zero. That's always in the fridge, and like I love that shit.
Why Pepsi Zero? Why not real Pepsi?
Because there's a bunch of older folk that are diet conscious at my work. You know, they can't have sugar like they used to, so they gotta like keep just only drink aspartame.
Okay,
which may or may not. Yeah, I don't know. There were studies saying that it's carcinogenic. I don't know if that is still true. Is aspartame
good for you? Is it worse for you?
The IARC classifies aspartame as possibly carcinogenic to humans.
What do you mean possibly? Then do more research. Get back in there.
The evidence that aspartame causes cancer is not strong, so the harm is likely to be low. It's rare.
Okay, it's not strong. Okay,
causes cancer. Also, cancer occurs because of a combination of behavior over decades. This is alongside other factors such as body weight.
I don't like thinking about some of that sometimes because I think about how long I've been drinking energy drinks, and like it's gonna be so frustrating and annoying if like it's reveals like, oh, did you know that drinking energy drinks for 20 years gives you cancer? And then like everybody we know just starts dropping.
I'll be real with you. If you look at anything on a fucking counter at 7-Eleven, it's the colorful can that has a bunch of like crazy to pronounce words on it. Yeah, that probably is not good for you in the long term.
But it's yummy and makes me feel alive.
Yeah, so is vape. Like a guy showed me his vape yesterday. It has 2 flavors in one. You can combine it like it's an icy cone, like an icy. Like
I thought they stopped doing that because vape companies were selling to children.
No, they had to change their marketing. It's all about the marketing.
But they're still allowed to make it. They just can't market it. Okay.
Yeah, now, no, also the kids have moved on. They're not vaping anymore. They're doing Galaxy Gas. Like, come on, get with the times, dog.
Whoa. Out of this world.
Are you familiar with Galaxy Gas and how
No,
crazy
do you want to talk about that or do you want to talk about a video game idea? Because we are very low. I mean,
I'm honestly, like, I could... Spiritual
you could go either way.
is about making like really problematic marketing and being, you know, obviously like leaning into the idea of like we are an evil company that is trying to market a game as best as possible. The marketing behind Galaxy Gas is fucking insane to me.
What is?
Did you know
real marketing? Hold on.
So Galaxy Gas, for those that don't know, it's laughing gas. It's not laughing gas. It's the shit that's in whipped cream. What is it?
It's nitrous.
Yes, it's nitrous. You know the shit that
these
Steve-O
are.
was
Hey,
huffing?
what the fuck? What am I looking at? Hold on, wait. Is this just Whippets for sale?
Yes, it's Whippets for sale, and there are kids doing this in high school, dude. Yes, it's insane. It is a fucking problem. It's insane. So what the company is doing is they are importing these gigantic cans of you know, nitrous, but all of their marketing is selling it as a culinary thing. So it's like, hey, here's the strawberry flavor if you want some strawberry flavor whipped cream. You go to their Instagram, you go to their website, and it's all about like making things with that with it as like a for culinary stuff. The thing is, those cans would each individual can, I think it was something stupid like it's 30,000 servings of whipped cream. It is just an astronomical amount to where it just doesn't make sense for an individual to buy that. That is something that maybe a restaurant could need, so maybe a food cart could need, but like they're just selling just flavored nitrous to children. So like there are these, just TikTok is full of these fucking videos of just teens huffing nitrous and becoming Steve-O. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. The fact that nobody's cracked down on that and made that like shit illegal is insane to me. Absolutely buck wild.
What are we doing here?
I know, right? So what can we learn? How can we adapt this into our company?
Bro, I'm just remembering this gas station heroin 7.0 and the idea that 7.0 is available and these are available. This is maybe I'm just like a sensitive softie about it because I was like grew up with those commercials where they showed people being deflated from smoking one weed cigarette. But I think that this might be a little bit much to put on the market for teenagers.
FDA urges crackdown on 7.0, a potent opioid-like substance sold in gas stations. God, there's one thing that is true about the human race, and it is we will always find a reason to fight, and we will always find a way to get high. I feel like that is just the two consistent things of like don't get me wrong. I think human beings we're all good. You know, I don't believe in the idea that we're all like evil or out the gate or whatever. I don't believe in that. But I do believe that every one of us does crave like escapism. In it.
Oh yeah, I mean, you started this off by calling all of the gamers addicts.
That shit, holy shit! This episode became really real quick, much quicker than I wanted it to be. Yeah, dude, don't you just like to go home, unwind, hit a Galaxy Gas?
If you think about it, playing disassociating with 16 hours straight of ball pit is actually damage control.
But I don't walk away with half of my brain missing. Like, there's a difference. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It's damage control. It's better.
Oh, yes. Compared to, like, would you do 16 hours straight of Galaxy Gas or 16 hours straight of ball pit? I'll take ball pit every single time. God, dude. So, buck wild. All right. This
Folks,
is a video game.
Be careful what you're putting in your mouth. Please. Do it for me. For me. Be careful what you're putting in there.
For some reason, that reminds me of fucking John Mulaney. That reminds me of that John Mulaney bit where he's having the conversation with his father about Leonard Bernstein, who was a closeted gay composer. And his dad was like, when Leonard Bernstein was hiding the gay part, he did some of his best work. And John Mulaney's like, at what point in my life would I apply that? Like, I'm in college and I'm about to go down on some rockin' twink, put his cock in my mouth and be like, wait a second. Should I or should I not do this? What am I not able to achieve my greatest by doing this?
Have I created my magnum opus yet?
Yeah, have I created enough art to do dick yet? No, you have not. Keep going, kid. This game submission comes because I'm gonna.
Oh, you do want to squeeze one in still? Okay.
I'm gonna do one. Because there are those episodes like where we just get up to jack shit, or whatever. I want to do one. This is a game that I think should very much not be made. This one goes to us on Blue Sky from Too Many Bees. Jared Leto Infinite. You travel through the various Jared Leto universes, utilizing his roles and powers to succeed. And just like the comments under that of like, please don't, God, what have you done? I love this because Jared Leto, for some fucking reason, he's still getting hired in Hollywood. So we're still getting Jared Leto movies.
We know he owns a cult, but I don't think that we've caught him doing anything illegal with the cult yet. It's just your normal run-of-the-mill cult of personality without any crimes associated to it yet. So I think that this is why he keeps getting work, is because he has like a normal amount of cult. The acceptable amount of having a cult, I guess.
How buck wild is like? Also, there's other the cult thing to me is only like one part of it, which is such a wild thing to say. It's like there's documented stories of this guy sending used condoms to cast members. The guy is not well. He is not a well put together man. So, how do we try and cash in on Jared Leto? This is his final game before the truth do come out. Or the rumor do come out. God, what is the name of that article? People
The truth come out, does Bruno Mars is gay?
Yeah, the rumor come out, does Bruno Mars is gay?
We have to think about all of the abilities. Here's my pitch.
He's Morbius.
I'm thinking we're pulling on Killer 7 here. It is Jared Leto who's trying to go and pull off some sort of heist. And as he's doing this heist, he is able to swap between all of these different personalities, each personality having its own skill set, and maybe even its own play style. Hear me out.
Interesting.
Let's think about some of
Killer
these.
7, are you talking about the Capcom game, the PS2 one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the Suda51 game, Killer 7.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
Which I've still never played, unfortunately. I should really look into this game.
It looks cool.
So, a couple roles from Mr. Leto. Of course, he was Angel Face in Fight Club. Not a lot of superpowers there, mostly just being beautiful and being punched to almost death. Not wonderful or something he really wants to pull on, probably.
He was Joker.
He was the Joker in Suicide Squad. This is a great one. All of the powers of the Joker. Not being killable, has a gun, is scary.
Has tattoos. Wow, I can't believe it. He was in American Psycho? Where was he? Who was he in American Psycho?
I believe he was one of the coworkers, or he was one of the murder victims in American Psycho.
Just how fucking old is this guy? Like,
that's what's so fascinating. Because if I looked at a photo of him right now, I'd be like, he's probably like 45, probably. Yeah, I think he's been like. Again, he runs a cult. We can't he's not normal. Whatever's going on here.
He's the drunk guy. Wow, that's him? He's the drunk guy that gets killed with the axe. Over the song. That's Jared Leto? He looks nothing like himself.
He also plays the old rich. He plays the rich man who makes robots in Blade Runner 2049. I was gonna say Cyberpunk, but that's not true. So we know that he can be a gangster. We know that he can be a robot builder. We of course know that he was in House of Gucci, a movie that everybody watched, and we all know what that movie's even about.
He's also slated to
and
be
so he has all of the powers of
He-Man movie,
Gucci,
which is wild. He was also in Fight Club. I
got hit with the biggest reminder in the universe. I saw on his IMDb that he was in a 30 Seconds to Mars music video, and I was like, "What is he doing in a 30 Seconds to Mars music video?" Ding-a-ling, he is 30 Seconds to Mars.
Did you not know that? He's the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars, dog.
How unfortunate. There's so many good 30 Seconds to Mars songs.
I feel like you know, the wild thing that I think of anytime I think of Jared Leto, I'm like, wow, what a waste. Like, here's a guy that really was truly multifaceted. It is multifaceted. Like, he's an actor, he's a band, he's a head of like a very cool band. He's clearly charismatic enough to have a cult. Think of the good this man could have done. But no, he's just kind of a fucking he went Insano style in his life and just
apparently not. Maybe not. Again, maybe he has just a normal amount of cult.
I had AJ, how much cult do you have? How big of a cult are you, guy?
How many people are in our Patreon Discord? Hold on, we might have one. How many people are in our Patreon Discord?
Okay, cult of personnel. I'll take it. The 500 people on our Patreon.
God, we're gonna find some crazy dirt on this freak one day, aren't we?
I mean, I feel like we already have. Like, name somebody who can do what he did during the behind the scenes of Joker and like be considered an all right guy. Like, nobody.
I do sometimes, often, almost always forget that he did the condom harassment.
Yeah. How about this? That
doesn't even seem like something the Joker would do, for the record.
Yeah, the Joker was like has always been well, kind of like he has always been mostly portrayed as an asexual person, save for like the Harley thing, but that was more of like a control over Harley.
Oh, we
but
know
now,
the Joker fucks. There's no question about it. You kidding me?
Really? I think it's kind of the opposite. I think,
bro,
like,
he always thinks about a guy strapped up in spandex and his girlfriend is a baddie. That dude fucks. The question is, does the Joker participate in safe sex or not? That's where I'm getting hung up. Like, there's no doubt that he's sexually active. Does he use condoms? I don't know that the Joker does.
No,
Granted, I don't think that most people in Gotham practice safe sex. I think that's one of the things that makes Gotham so dangerous.
I like to think
is how much unprotected sex people are having.
No. I think the Joker, knowing him, he is a guy that is all about irony and just like being self-aware in things. I think he realizes how crazy and batshit it would be to be like, yeah, have sex without a condom, getting a bunch of people pregnant, risking all this craziness. But like that's his one thing that he's sane about. He's like, nah,
the Joker's like,
I can't.
Unprotected sex, but then I would have to pay child support, and that drives me crazy.
Or it's like, how can I operate at 110% all the time if I'm dealing with it itchy down there sometimes? It's that he's optimizing himself, if anything. How about this? I want to pitch you, coming back to our game, because I want to do something I don't think we've done before. I want to create DLC for an existing game. We are tasked by the Ball Pit team to be like, hey, we want to unlock a DLC character. It's going to be Jared Leto and his various roles. How would you adapt Jared Leto to be a character in Ball Pit? And I already have the idea for it.
He has 4 special balls right from the beginning. 1, a ball that is the Tron motorcycle. 2, a ball that is just a gun. 3,
I was thinking, while you sit on that, I was thinking it would be funnier if you just pick Jared Leto while in the village, and then as soon as you select a level, you are randomly assigned one of his roles from his various movies. So you don't know what playstyle you are going to get with Jared Leto when you select him. So you log into a level, oh shit, I have the Tron bike. You log into another level. Oh shit! I have the Joker teeth ball that just like will chomp through different rows of enemies for me.
One version you load in with 4 people because it's the entire band of 30 Seconds to Mars.
Colt. No, it's his Colt. It can't be the thing. He doesn't shoot balls at all. He just has 4 people that shoot balls for him. But as you take damage, you lose Colt members. But as
that's
you gain
good.
Health, you get more Colt members who shoot balls for you. So, like, maybe his gimmick is that you don't get any power up at all. Like, you don't get the lasers or anything. You just amass Colt members.
Yeah, I love that.
On. That's super goofy. That's super stupid. Then we could do another one that is, 30 Seconds to Mars. Like, really lean into the because then we could have, like, this week and this week only, you unlock like a new tile for your village, which is just a fucking it's just a music stage where you can see 30 Seconds to Mars performing in your village, like it's a Fortnite event or some dumb shit.
Thank you all so much for listening. As always, the intro and outro to our show is Cheap Shot by Anna Monoguchi, an excellent song for an excellent band from an excellent game. I've been one of your hosts, AJ Hart.
And I have been your other host, Blake Rea.
This has been Spiritual Successor.
You say the next part.
This has been Spiritual Successor. And these are cool games.
Did you forget?
I did forget.
That should not be made. Enjoy, everybody.